Yeehaw! Howdy, kids. So, I am still hiking around the Patapsco, and want to show you what I was talking about the other day. We have a car, a very, very old car. Look, this thing has rotted out wooden floorboard. If you can believe that. Looks like it was reinforced with some metal there, but I mean, it's all rusted away. Check this out. Looking at the fender right there. I don't want to take you on the other side of this car because the darn kids hit it with graffiti. But let me step back a little bit. Look at that. Look how old this thing must be. Come around a little bit. Okay, so if I take you around further, you're not going to see much. It's basically nothing, and then you'll see some graffiti. But look at this. That's the front. Whoa, how cool is that? Now check this out. We got here not one car, but two. Here is the seat. There's the door latch. I'll come out a little bit. Now you see there? There's most of your side profile. Here's the roof of the car. Look at that. I'm surprised that's still holding together at all. I mean, look, it just looks like a cracked potato chip. Oh dear. Sorry, I got caught by a sticker bush. Here's the steering wheel, what's left of it. Steering column. And these wires belie a car from, I don't know, at least the 60s or 70s perhaps. But it could have had some new wiring. I mean, because could have. It's interesting. Look, these are really pale colored. You know, I don't know. It's just hard to say. I mean, it's not ancient, but it's quite old. It's at least going back to the 60s. Look at this. Huh. Here's where the steering column pokes out. Isn't this great? Let me give you a side profile from this side and back up. There we go. Here's car number 2. It's just awesome, huh? I think it's awesome. So hopefully you've seen some of my videos from the Daniels area, Daniels, Maryland. Now that like my current location is just off the Patapsco River. Daniels is just a bit further east though, so I am now in Woodstock, Maryland, and tell you the truth, there ain't much to see and do in Woodstock, Maryland. There is the Woodstock Inn. It's a cool bar. It's a tiny bit roadhouse for those who don't mind that kind of thing, but you know, mostly friendly peeps and stuff. That there are lots of trails in this area of the Patapsco Valley Park also. So, and like many other spots, bikers, mountain bikers, really like them too. I mean, it's not like serious downhill, really rocky stuff, but like I mentioned in some other videos, you got a lot of great rolling hills. Definitely give you a good workout, whether you're on a bike or whether you've been power walking all afternoon like I have. But so again, I'm not in Daniels currently, but at least I got to show you one of the abandoned cars. Daniels is much more notable or noted for its ghost town, if you will. But you know, this whole area is pretty much along the Patapsco. Has, you can't even really call them towns. They're more like little riverside communities that existed anywhere, you know, from a few decades ago to even going back in the mid 19th century, as I mentioned. Wow, and I never even walked over here and saw this house. This is great, because I came across another foundation before. Looks like, could be a sink, but probably a stovetop. There's that little grill back there behind it. By the way, if you can ID either of those cars, I don't know if I got a prize for you, but I will definitely give you a shout out. You will definitely get a big shout out in an upcoming video. This looks, no, I just don't know what this is. Maybe again part of a stove or a furnace. But help me out, guys, if you can ID any of this stuff, including those cars. I'd love to know what cars those are. So here, we are quite obviously looking at a house. Back corner is back there, comes to here, goes along here to that corner, and then back to that corner. So it's not very big, you know, but houses back then weren't routinely, you know, that big, not usually. I'd say it's only about maybe 15 feet square. This is caved in here, so it's hard to tell if that just got crumbled away or if this was an entrance. Take you around the other side real quick and then we'll close out. Oh, well, okay, I mean, we definitely have an entrance here, obviously. So this may have been the front door, although it looks like, yeah, that's a nice clean line there. So I mean, I guess it had two entrances. This could have even gone into a basement, but it's really hard to say. It does look a little deeper on this side than that side. Of course, a lot of it's filled in by now with debris, trees, dirt, leaves, what have you. But you know, this stonework right here is really intact. This whole wall there, that whole far wall is. Most of the walls here are in pretty good shape. So, looking for holes here. You know, it's hard to say if it was stone to this point and then, you know, wood from this point up, but I don't see any holes. So it's hard to say. But it's fun to come back here and just, you know, kind of step back in time. What do we got here? That's just too hard to make out. Could be a wheelbarrow, but it's hard to say. Some kind of basin. And look, here's a telltale sign of a former house or a riverside community. See that? Where you find these in the woods, you'll very likely find, not always, but very likely find a former residence. So, hope you guys enjoyed. Some really cool cars over there. I just think this stuff is great. I know some people probably don't think it's in the least bit exciting, but I do. I'm a history guy, like I said. I like all things history, all things old. I mean, to be fair and to be honest, war, while it's very intriguing, it isn't really necessarily my favorite part of history. It just happens to take up a lot of space, if you will. But wow, how cool is this? How cool is this? Alright guys, till the next one.